My name is Zena Burkey and welcome to my YouTube channel. In case you're new here, I'm a young adult fiction author and this week is Shark Week. And if you're new to my channel, then you might not know, but I absolutely love sharks. I love everything there is to love about sharks. Shark Week is basically like a holiday for me. I celebrate sharks basically year round, and when we get to Shark Week and the whole world gets to celebrate it, I absolutely love it. So far this week, I've done Shark Week nails. I opened my Shark Week box. Guys, my brain just like blanked on everything else I've done. I showed you my Shark Week bow collection. There we go. But today I thought I would do something a little bit different, and I thought I would share with you guys kind of like a story time on why I love sharks, and then one particular shark encounter I experienced. Basically though, going back, I don't remember how I started loving sharks, but I just find them so fascinating. And I think it's one of those things that like I was never afraid of sharks. I always just found them awesome. And the more I learned about sharks, the more I loved them. And I think the best way to kind of sum up sharks in my mind is just they're very misunderstood. I mean, you think about it, like everyone sees them as these like killing monsters, but really like most of the bites that occur in the world are surface bites or exploratory bites. What that basically means is sharks are just super inquisitive. They see something in the ocean, they don't know what it is, they go up, they take a nibble, and then they know what it is, and then they're able to most times swim away. And just to help you guys really understand it, and this again really helps me understand it, is like a human is also pretty inquisitive, and like when we touch things, we reach out with our hands, we grab at things. But sharks can't do that. They don't have hands, they just have their mouths. And so when they're doing these exploratory bites, that's their way of like reaching out and touching something. Unfortunately, their touch is a little dangerous because it involves a couple hundred sharp teeth. But most of the times when sharks bite, it's because of that. The other big reason that we have so many shark bites is because humans are going into more and more areas of the ocean, and they're doing things like surfing, and from like the underside, human surfing looks a lot like a turtle. So that's a big huge reason. And then the other thing is like that I really love about sharks, like a quote that really kind of explains it, is, you know, everyone says it like the ocean are shark infested, but like that's not true. Like that's where they live. That's their home. It's not infested. They just live there. If anything, the ocean is human infested because we're not supposed to be there. That being said, I have a very unhealthy lack of fear in the ocean. I honestly just love the ocean. I love swimming. Like there's always those like BuzzFeed posts where it's like, if you can't get through these 25 photos, then you have the fear of the ocean. And I'm always like, ooh, what's in that dark hole? Oh, look at that creepy creature. Or like, I want to hug that shark. So yeah, that's kind of like the background on why I really enjoy sharks. And then I thought I would do a little bit of a story time with you guys about a time when I got to experience sharks. Now, as I'm telling this story, I might pop up a few pictures just so you can kind of experience visual images I took. Visual images. That was redundant. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the story. So about 3 years ago now, 4, wow. It was 4 years ago now. I was going on vacation with my family. We had gone to Yellowstone, we had gone to Yosemite, and we decided, you know what? Yellowstone was really snowy when we went. We want to go somewhere warm next. Let's go to Florida. Now, Florida is the complete opposite side of the country of me, but I've been there a handful of times before. So I was like, cool, let's go. Then my family said, let's go to Florida Keys, which is the absolute furthest tip of Florida. And when we made that decision and we started mentioning it around, my best friend Helen, who's from Ireland, she decided to also join us. So we had just a great weekend, or rather a full week trip planned. It's going to be me, my cousin Mary, Helen, my mom, and then my Aunt Judy. And so we all started like planning, and we ended up finding a house to stay in. And this house had a couple of bikes you could rent. And when we were in Yellowstone, I started sharing with everyone the song Guy on a Buffalo. I don't know if you know it. You can like YouTube it. It's amazing and hilarious. But so we started joking around that since we were in Florida, like, and the last trip I really wanted to see a buffalo, and we got to see a ton. And so I said, for Florida, I want to see a shark. I want to hug a shark. And so we started joking that our trip was shark on a bicycle. And so we would like sing, you know, like shark on a bicycle, like all the time, just had a blast. We got gummy sharks. We got shark trivia printed out. We were just doing all the shark things, So by the time I got to Florida, like I was pumped. I was ready to go. I was like, give me a shark right now. Let's hug it out. Keep in mind, like when I went to Florida before, like I remember being like, oh, I wonder if I'll see like an alligator kind of deal. But like I really wasn't like focused on sharks at that point in my life because I was like a senior in high school, whatever. And that was a long time ago. So, we were in Florida. We had like, I think 2 full days there. And then, and we had a condo like overlooking the beach. And then we had signed up to do this like cruise. It was like an evening cruise where you go snorkeling for a little while. And then there were like drinks and reggae music on the boat. And so we were like super excited just because it's like, you know, just a really fun thing to get to do. You get to snorkel over the reefs, and my aunt and my cousin just love snorkeling. So we get there, we go out to the ocean, like offshore, and as we're going, like I'm like just kind of focusing on getting all my stuff, getting all my gear, getting all ready. We get into the water. I'm like, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. I'm really bored. Like I was just so bored. I feel like there wasn't enough for me to see. There weren't enough animals around. And so I ended up finding this parrotfish. And here's a picture of a parrotfish. I didn't get to take a picture. I now have a bag that I can put my phone in that's waterproof and I can take pictures underwater. I didn't have that at the time. My cousin had her GoPro, but like I couldn't find her. And she like has bright green hair, but I couldn't find her in the water. We all just spread out so much. And so I saw the parrotfish and I just stayed above it and I was like, this is cool. I really like it. It's really pretty. And I found my cousin for a bit and then she swam away. And then all of a sudden someone said something, I look over and there was a sea turtle and I was like, wow, that was really cool. Like the way it moved, it just looked really beautiful in the water. And I tried to find my cousin to let her know because her and my aunt have gone to Costa Rica to work with sea turtles. And so I was like, they're going to love this, but I couldn't find her. So at this point I was like, cool. I saw this one fish. I kind of saw some other fish. I saw a turtle. I'm bored. Like literally was bored and was finally just like, okay, we're out here. I think it was like, we had like 45 minutes or like 60 minutes in the water, something like that. And they might have even announced that it was like 10 minutes left and they wanted to make sure you weren't like too far away from the boat for when you had to come back. And so I was like, okay, like, I think I'm just going to start heading back. Like, I'm just going to go back to the boat and just get onto the boat early and have a chance to like kind of dry off and chill. So when everyone else is getting back on the boat, there's not like a stampede. So I'm like facing out to the ocean. I like turn to face the boat. I put my head in the water. I look down and directly below me is a shark. And the shark was probably like 6 or 7 feet down and underwater it looked to be like 4 or 5 feet long, which means it was a little bit shorter in real life just because like water plays tricks on your eyes like that. But I saw it like in my snorkel and I just screamed and started crying because I had so much joy in my heart that I was seeing a shark. And so my face is down and it like swims really fast and I pop my head up and I'm like looking around me in the water and I don't see anybody and I'm super sad. And so I put my head back down and it's long gone. Like just, I mean, it just bolted out of there. It was clearly just swimming through. It wasn't trying to like attack anyone. It was just swimming through. And so I was like, wait, what if I just imagine that? Like, what if I just really wanted to see a shark? So I real quick, like swim over to the boat and the guy like helps me off the boat. And I turn to him as he's like helping me sit up on the steps so he can take my flippers off. And I was like, okay, can I ask you a question? And he's like, sure, what? And I was like, is it possible I just saw a shark? And like dead serious, he looks at me, he points to a girl like that works on the boat that's like over a little bit. And he goes, yeah, she saw a shark in this water earlier with the boat group we had out. And I just have to like let that sink in that like, I just saw a shark in the open ocean. And like, honestly, like right now, like I could honestly get choked up because of how like amazing that moment was. And so I get onto the boat and I take my flippers off and I take my goggles back and put them in the bins and stuff. And I go and I don't even know if I found my towel yet because I was like, where's my mom? Where's my aunt? Where's Helen? Where's Mary? And I was just like looking for them and waiting for them. And as soon as they were on the boat, I was like, oh my gosh, guess what? I saw a shark. And no one else saw it. Like no one else that we were out there, or at least that I spoke to, saw this shark. And so it was like just for me in so many ways. And I was so happy. And I honestly spent the rest of the night like trying not to cry. And it just made everything like so much better. Like we took all these beautiful pictures on like the side of the boat with like the sunset behind us. And all I just kept thinking was like, I swam with a shark. In fact, like randomly throughout the evening, I'd be like, guys, I swam with a shark. And my family was just like, yeah, Yeah, we know, but like it was just so amazing. And it was like in that moment, because at that time I really love, like I love giant squids. Giant squids are fantastic. My sister and I used to watch tons of TV shows on like Discovery about giant squids. And so I kind of said that like sharks and giant squids were kind of tied for first as far as my favorite sea creature. And once I saw that shark, I was like, forget you giant squids. Sharks are beautiful. Just the way it swam through the water, everything about it was just amazing. And through some research and different stuff like that, we figured out that it was probably about a 3.5-foot long reef shark. So definitely great size to hug. And I'm sad I missed the chance. But it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And it was just one of those moments where I was like so blessed to get to see like a shark in its natural habitat. Like growing up, I went to SeaWorld and stuff, and now I definitely do not support SeaWorld or any kind of things where sea creatures are in captivity of that nature, where they don't really get to swim free. And so like getting the chance to see a shark just like swimming free in the wild was like the most beautiful experience, and I feel so blessed to have that chance. And fun fact, just looking forward, I actually am hoping to get to go on a research trip to Belize with my aunt and my cousin with the company Earthwatch that they have done excursions with, and that'll be my opportunity to get to really get up close and personal with some sharks. So hopefully that's in the future, but for now, yeah, I just want to do this story time to let you guys know why I love sharks and also share that story with you. And I know some people are going to like hear this and be like, that's insane. How can you like sharks? And, you know, I just love everything about these misunderstood creatures. You know, here they are just minding their own business, living in the ocean, and they're murdered for their fins. They're seen as, you know, terrible creatures because they bite people, when really they're just trying to do their own thing. In fact, last little thing, I saw someone post on, I think it was like Facebook or something, and it was like, let's be honest, if someone came running into your house wearing a Speedo, you'd try to kill them too. And it's so true. Like, we just go barging into the ocean, we pollute our oceans, we don't treat animals with respect, and then we get upset when a shark that lives in the ocean bites us. Anyway, I mean, like, let's be honest, like, I'd probably even be upset if a shark bit me, but only until like the pain stopped, and then I'd be like, I have a cool scar, I got to hug a shark, because that's how I would get bit. It would be while hugging. I don't know. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this little story time, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment below your thoughts. Am I crazy for liking sharks? It's okay if you say that. It's totally fine. Also, let me know if there are other things you would like me to do story time on, because, you know, I just love sharing random crazy things that I've experienced, so let me know. Finally, make sure you are subscribed to my channel with notifications on. I do have a little bit more Shark Week content to come, but let's be honest, when you like sharks as much as I do, every day is Shark Week, so stay tuned for more. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, this fun little look at why I love sharks, and then also my shark experience in the Florida Keys. And also, fun fact for you guys, that was the year that SMOED won their 4th world title, and I was right there. I was literally right there. Like, I got off the boat and went to our room and checked to see how all the different teams did, and SMOED had won. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are enjoying Shark Week, and I'll see you guys soon.